A warm welcome to all of you, and I thank you for taking the time to attend today's workshop. My name is Tom Joes, and I work in the marketing section of Manage Engine team. And today's workshop will be taken by me. I hope my voice is audible and the display is well and clear. If not, please let us know in the chat provided. This is the third workshop that is being conducted in the ADSelfService Plus workshop series. The first workshop was conducted on password reset, and the second one was on password synchronizer. So today's agenda, as put up on the slide, will be covering the feature enrollment of the ADSelfService Plus and how to ensure 100% enrollment for password self-service using the various enrollment options available. For those of you who are new to this workshop series, let me start with what exactly is ADSelfService Plus. Now, ADSelfService Plus is a secure, web-based end-user password reset management program. This software reduces the most critical password tickets, which consumes a substantial amount of help desk time by rendering a secure, reliable, and robust web-based self-service solution to the end user. The end user can manage his password by himself and also update his personal details in Active Directory with ease. And today's topic, that is enrollment, is a vital feature of ADSelfService Plus because it provides an identity verification for the end user in the program to do the tasks which I had just mentioned. As you can see, this workshop will show you the following: scheduling and sending enrollment reminders to end users via email or push notifications. Then we have the enrollment process, how end users enroll after receiving the enrollment notification. Next is, if the above methods do fail, then how you, the admin, can automatically enroll users by importing data from a CSV file or from an external data source. The fourth one is enrollment-free self-service by using mail or mobile attributes in Active Directory to send verification codes to end users during password reset. And lastly, how to keep track of end users' enrollment status using the built-in reports. So let's start by logging into the ADSelfService Plus. So I click on login, and first thing I need to do is type in a domain name, that is SSP child, and I need to add a domain controller. So I'll just click on discover, and here I've been listed two DCs. So I'm going to choose the ADSSP DC3 and click add. And now I have to give the authentication. So let me just type the domain username, that is administrator, and the password. Let me just type that and click add. And like that, the domain SSP child has been successfully added with the domain controller ADSSP DC3. Now let me start on the topic enrollment. So for that, we need to head on to the configuration tab. And on the left side, under administrative tools, we have the quick enrollment. So here we have four methods of enrolling the user, that is force enrollment using logon script, send enrollment notification via email or push, import enrollment data from CSV file, and import enrollment data from an external database. Now let us consider the first exercise, that is send or schedule notifications to be sent to unenrolled users in the domain. Now imagine a corporate environment where the end users are too busy with their work. Due to this, they need to be constantly reminded to enroll into ADSelfService Plus. Due to this, we can schedule notifications to be sent daily or at a convenient time to remind them instead of the administrator doing it himself. So here we have the option to click on to schedule the enrollment notification. So here is where we choose the policy or the domain name, or manually type an email address, or we can specifically choose an organizational unit. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to choose the OU Tom, within which there's no OU Finance. I'm going to click on that. And then next thing we need to do is choose what type of notification you want to send. So we have the option of either email notification or push notification. So for this workshop, I'm going to show you email notification. Now once that's chosen, I need to configure the mail server so that the ADSelfService Plus can communicate with the user via mail. So let me just click on that. and we are redirected to the server settings page. So I need to configure the mail settings. Let me just do that. I'll just type in the mail server, that is SMTP, and the firm address, that's my email address, that is tomjose.m@zohocorp.com, and the admin email ID is going to be the same. And I'm going to click on the advanced settings and given my SMTP authentication. Let me just type the password as well and click save. Now once that's done, let me just head over back to the configuration tab, administrative tools, quick enrollment, and send enrollment notification page. So here I've done the beginning part. Now I just have to configure the subject and the mail content. So I'm leaving the subject as it is, that is form enrollment requisition, and the mail content is as shown here. You can choose macros so that you can redesign the content, and the access URL is the server name and the protocol in which it is running, whether it is an HTTP or HTTPS, and the port number in which the product is running, and all the details is correct. And I'm just going to click save and send mail. So right now I'm showing a pop-up that says, are you sure you want to send this message? So I'll just click on OK, and it's saying that the mail is sent successfully. Now I'll just head on to my Gmail account and check if I've received the mail. And yes, I have. And this is for the user Logan Gray, who has not yet enrolled. So all he has to do is just click on this link I've shown here, which is the access URL, and go to the domain user login, type in his username, that is Logan, and his password. Let me just type that and log in. And right now, because the user hadn't enrolled, he's receiving a pop-up that says, in order to enjoy the benefits, you need to enroll, and you can do that by clicking here. So now I have been redirected to the enrollment tab, and I need to enroll for 2 security question answers as pre-configured. So let me just choose 2 questions. That is, first one is, what is your mother's maiden name? Let me just type that answer. And the second one I'm going to choose is the country you always dreamt of vacationing in. Let me just type that answer as well and click enroll. Now I've successfully enrolled, and this is how you can enroll once received the notifications. You can also schedule the notifications, so you can do that by heading back to the admin side, the product page, and clicking on schedule notification. And as you can see, there's no schedulers currently available, so I need to click on schedule new notification. So let me just click on that and type in the scheduler name. I'm going to type it as enrollment notification, and description is for workshop purpose. And here is where you choose the domain or the policy, and I'm going to choose it as SSP child. And this is the duration, whether you want to make it as daily, weekly, monthly, or hourly, and the time at which you want to generate the report. And you can choose how you want to notify, whether it's by push or mail or both, and the message. So that's done. I can just click on save. And that is how you can schedule the enrollment notifications to be sent for non-enrolled users. The next type of enrollment is the force enrollment using logon script. Now this is for users who have got the mail notification but still hasn't followed up on it and enrolled. So in this case, we need to use drastic measures and make the users enroll. So I have enabled the force enrollment, and this is the message you will see. And this is the policy we have to choose, that is SSP child. And here is where you schedule for searching non-enrolled users and setting up the logon script within them. You can put it daily, weekly, monthly, or hourly, and the time. So I'm just going to keep it as in 5 minutes. So I'll keep it as 5 minutes from the current time. And here's where you tick this option to force the users to enroll. So that is done. Let me just click save. And one more thing before I show you the forced enrollment is the single sign-on. So on enabling the single sign-on, once the users log in to the machine, they will be automatically logged in to the ADSelfService Plus. So before we enable single sign-on, we need to make sure that we hide the self-service admin login page for the domain users. So I'll just tick that, and it shows me a pop-up that says that now you have hidden the admin login page, but if you do want to see it again, you can click on Start Client from the ADSelfService Plus tray icon, or access the login page via the URL /adminlogin.cc. So let me just close that and enable single sign-on. I click on Configure now. Now what is important is that for single sign-on, we use NTLM v2 configuration, where we have to configure a computer account for the single sign-on. So let me just type in the computer name account, that is Tom Workshop 1, and the password, let me just type that. And I believe this computer account does not exist yet in the domain, so I'll just tick on this and click Save. Now with that, I have successfully configured single sign-on, but we still have 3 minutes left because the forced logon script will be scheduled only for 6:45 and it's only 6:42 right now. So while we are waiting, I'll show you another type of enrollment, that is the pre-enrollment. So this is, let me just sign out first. And pre-enrollment is where if the user hasn't enrolled yet into the ADSelfService Plus, but has forgotten his password. In this case, he can be in a fix because he cannot log in to enroll, and neither can he remember his password. So for that, we have another type of authentication other than the security question answer, that is the verification code. So first, we need to enable the verification code authentication. So let me just go to the admin login page first. So like I had said earlier, we need to type admin.login.cc, and we're back onto the admin self-service page. Let me log in as the admin, go to the configuration page, and under policy configuration, we have the multi-factor authentication. And as you can see, by default, the security question answers is enabled, but we need to enable the verification code. So let me just enable that and enable it for both email address and mobile number. So I had covered this part of the exercise in the previous webinars, workshops. So I'm not going to focus on this right now. Let me just get right to the point. I'll just click on save. And now let me sign out and pretend to be a user who has forgotten his password and not yet enrolled. So I'll click on reset password and type in this username, that is Oliver, and continue. And as you can see, because I had enabled the verification code, the ADSelfService Plus has fetched the configured email ID in the mail attribute of the user Oliver, that is tomjoes92@gmail.com. And let me just type the captcha, that is RM8NOT, and continue. And now he would have received a verification code in the Gmail account. So let me just head there. And yes, he has. So this is the content. Dear Oliver Allen, we understand you want to reset your password or unlock your account. And this is the verification code. So let me just go back and type it here and type in the captcha, that is GQBCJE, and continue. Now note that this verification code only works if there is a mail attribute or a mobile attribute already configured in the user's account attributes. So now we are on to the reset password page, and please note that on the top right we have the time left for this operation, which by default is 5 minutes. If you do exceed this, the session will expire and we need to start all over again. And then on the left side is the domain password policy requirements, which we need to keep in mind before typing a new password. So let me just type a new password, and let me just confirm that and type in the captcha, that is DR 245S and reset. And the password has been successfully reset for the user Oliver, and doing this, that is using the verification code to authenticate, has automatically enrolled the user into the ADSelfService Plus for the verification code authentication. Now I have just talked about the pre-enrollment, and let's head back to the post-enrollment, which I had talked to you about earlier. And right now the time is 6:46, so I believe it has been scheduled for all machines within the domain. So let me just log in as a user who I believe hasn't enrolled yet. That user is Tom Joes. I'm sorry, it has not yet come. 1 second. Let me just check in the admin login again. So it has been scheduled for 6:45. So let me just log in again as a user. Okay, so I think it takes a little time for that. So let me just wait on that. So let me just head on to the other enrollments. So let me go to quick enrollment. And now consider the ADSelfService Plus is set up in a corporate where the administrator has data regarding the end users. Here, he can instead enroll all the users by importing the data from a CSV file or from a database having all the necessary data. So we have two types of enrollment I had said earlier, that is CSV or external database. So let me just click on this CSV data enrollment, and here you can choose a policy and you can choose what data you want to import, whether it's question answer, mobile number or email ID. So I'm going to choose just the mobile number and email ID and untick the answer. And for this case, we need to choose a CSV file which has the data as shown like this: the SAM account name, the mobile and the mail, and the data accordingly under it. So I have a CSV file like that, and that is the example1 CSV, which has the user Eddie with his mobile and the mail. So let me just enroll that user. I'll choose example1 and I'll click enroll. And the user Eddie has been successfully enrolled into the ADSelfService Plus. Now we can also choose to schedule auto enrollment so that the administrator does not have to keep coming to this page to enroll. So currently there are no schedulers available, so I'll just click on schedule new auto enrollment and type in the scheduler name, that is CSV enrollment. Description is for workshop purpose, and I'll choose a policy, that is SSP child, and in this case I am going to choose the example.csv, which has already three data, that is Harris, Dean and Eddie, and which has this question answer and the mail. So let me choose accordingly question answer and mail. So I should give here the CSV file path of that particular file. So let me just go here, copy this file path and paste it here, /example.csv. And do note that in the previous enrollment, Eddie was already enrolled. So in this case also Eddie is there in the data. So we can opt for overwriting the enrollment data if enrolled already. So I'll tick that one, and you can choose the duration. So it can be daily, weekly, monthly or hourly, and you can choose what time it is. So I'll keep it as something around 5 minutes from now again. That is 6:55, and click save. And that is how we can enroll the users using the CSV file and also schedule an auto enrollment for the same. The next we have is the database enrollment. So in this case, we can connect the ADSelfService Plus to a database having the user data. So I already have created a table. So let me just add the data source. Currently, we support for Oracle and MS SQL and MySQL as well. So I'll type in the connection name, that is database enrollment, and the DB server I'm choosing is MySQL. The host name is Tom-2525. The port number is 3306. The DB name is people_data, and the username, that is root, and create. So once the connection has been created successfully, I just need to add a fetcher to fetch the query, which I'm going to type in soon. So the fetcher name, I'm going to keep it as fetcher1, and the connection is database enrollment. Policy is SSP child, and I'm going to input all of the options, that is question answer, mobile number, and email ID. And the query for that is, before I type it, let me show you the table. And that is the users table, which has the data for the users James, Ross, and Scott, the employee ID, mobile, and the email ID. Now note that in this table, I don't have question and answers, so we can make a said question and give the answer as one of the user data. So in my case, I'm going to keep it as employee ID. So the query I'm going to choose is select name, comma, what is your employee ID, and the answer is, it is going to be employee ID, and mobile and email attribute from the users table. So I'll just save that, and you can schedule for a particular time every day at around 7 o'clock in the evening, or you can fetch it right now. So let me just click on this, and as you can see, the data has been fetched with the user, the Samacon name, that is James, Ross, and Scott, their corresponding question, that is what is your employer ID, mobile, and the mail, and of course the password, which is hidden. So I can just click on update, and with that I've successfully enrolled these 3 users. So that's how the enrollment for database works. Now I'll just go to the reports and show you the last part of our exercise, that is tracking the enrollment reports. So first, before we head on to the enrollment reports, let me show you the 3 types of reports. That is user reports, which shows out locked out users, soon to expire password users report, and the password expired users report. And then we have the audit reports, that is reset password audit report, unlock account audit report, self-update audit report, change password audit report, notification, identity verification, and user attempts. And the last one is the enrollment report. So let me just click on that. And you can see all the users who has already enrolled into the ADSelfService Plus. That is Eddie, who has been done through the CSV enrollment, James through the database enrollment, Logan, who had been enrolled using the scheduler for email notification, and so on. And you can see the data, what they have enrolled for, and you can also choose the enrollment type. So if I just choose for security question answer alone, I can see which all users has enrolled for them. And if I choose for mail verification or mobile verification alone, I can see which all users have enrolled for that alone, etc. Then we have the non-enrolled users report, which shows all the users within the domain who hasn't enrolled yet, and the licensed users report, which basically is the users who have been enrolled or who have just logged into the ADSelfService Plus. Then the security question answers report, which shows the users who have enrolled for the security questions and what is the security questions. So that is James, Ross, and Scott with the security question, what is your employee ID, and Logan with what is your mother's maiden name as the security question. So that is how the reports can be helpful for the administrator for tracking down all the enrollment done by the users. So with that, I've shown you how we can schedule and send enrollment reminders to end users via email or push notification. Then I've shown you the enrollment process, how end users enroll after receiving the enrollment notification. Then if at all the above methods fail, then how I have shown you how the admin can automatically enroll users by importing data from a CSV file or from an external data source. Then I've shown you how pre-enrollment or enrollment-free self-service can be done using mail or mobile attributes in AD to send verification code to end users during password reset. And lastly, I had just shown you how to keep track of end users' enrollment status using the built-in reports. So we have come to the end of today's workshop as I've covered all the said exercises in the agenda. Next session, I will be covering the password expiry feature. This feature basically ensures that remote users change their passwords before the expiration date by sending notification in a phased manner. So I thank each and everyone for being such a wonderful audience and being patient with us. Any questions regarding the session can be put in the chat box, to which we will reply immediately, or else if there isn't enough time, we will take it personally offline with you. Also, please take a minute or two to fill up the feedback form which is mailed to you personally after the session to let us know your thoughts on today's workshop and any room for improvement. The video of this workshop will be available online and also shared with you personally for your future reference. Please remember, the registration for this ADSelfService Plus workshop is for the entire series, and a reminder will be sent to you a day before the workshop every week. So I'm looking forward to meeting you all next week. Thank you once again and a good day to all.